Hello, and welcome to the K201 podcast. In this podcast, we will cover Tutorial 6, Part 2. Let's talk about our first objective, linking workbooks. Linking workbooks helps because you can create formulas in one workbook and reference them in a completely different workbook. In this session, we will link 4 workbooks together. We're going to start off with opening more than one workbook. Right now, our Travel Totals workbook is open. We are going to save that as Totals 2013. Now we are going to open both the Colorado and the Utah workbooks. Remember that the New Mexico workbook had been opened in the tutorial previously. So do you see how we can only see one workbook at a time? Well, to easily navigate this, you want to go to the View tab and then click Switch Windows. And we can go from any of the workbooks that we need to. We're going to go to each one now and make sure the Summary tab is active. Then we want to go back to Totals 2013 and make that active. Now let's talk about arranging more than one workbooks. Have you ever wanted to display all the workbooks you're working on your screen at once but didn't know how? Well, we're going to show you right now. You're going to go up to Arrange All and click that. Once we click Tiled, all 4 workbooks should show up evenly on the page. And they do. Keeping them tiled, we're going to make sure Totals 2013 is the active workbook. Now let's learn a little bit about creating formulas with external references. An external reference is a reference that comes from a different workbook. For this, we're going to make an external reference formula to total the adult ticket sales for animal habitat. We're going to have B6 active and have enter. Then we're going to go over to Colorado and click B6. Then we're going to add B6 from Utah and add B6 from New Mexico. Once we click enter, all the ticket sales from Colorado, Utah, and New Mexico for adults will be shown. You can do this for the rest of the table. For time's sake, I have already finished it and filled it out, so we will use that. Now we're going to move on to the next objective, which is updating linked workbooks. When you update a workbook, you want the destination file to show the changes. So if both files are open, it will automatically be updated. So let's try that. We are going to go to the New Mexico workbook and make sure quarter 4 is active. In E9, we are going to change it from 66 to, let's say, 150. If we go up to E6 in the Totals workbook, or rather E9, we can see the change once I click enter. And there you go. So now let's see what happens when the destination file is closed. So Totals 2013 is going to be our destination file. We're going to save it, and then we're going to close it out. With the New Mexico file, we're going to make a change to 11. We'll change it from 360 to, let's say, 525, and click enter. Now we're going to save this and close it. Now let's go and open up the totals. Notice how it says a security warning and enable content. You want to click enable content because it will change the one cell that we changed from the New Mexico account, which, if you paid attention fast, it did. So now let's move on to managing links. When all the workbooks are linked, you can do different things like reviewing the status, updating data, repairing broken links, and more. Let's reopen the New Mexico file in case we need it again. So now we're going to take the Totals workbook and we're going to save it as Audited 2013. When you save it, make sure it's saved with all the data files that we've created, which it is. Now we're going to click the Data tab. Make this bigger. Click the Data tab. And where it says Edit Links, we're going to click that. And then we're going to decide to break the links. Remember that once you break a link in a workbook permanently, once you break a link in a workbook, it will permanently convert the formulas and external references to their existing values. So we're going to break it. It gives us a warning. We're going to decide to break them. We're going to close that. And remember how we made a formula to come up with this number? Well, if we click it again, it's not going to be a formula anymore. It will just be a number. So there's just a number in there and not the external reference formula. Finally, let's look at how to create an Excel workspace. Creating a workspace lets you access all of the workbooks in that workspace at once. We want to make sure the Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, and totals or audited workbook are all opened at once, which they are. We're going to make sure the summary sheet is active in all of the workbooks. And then in the totals, we're going to make the audited workbook a little bit bigger. Go back to view. And when we click arrange all, instead of tiled, we're going to click cascade. Now, if we go up to the top, we can click Save Workspace. It's very similar to a Save As dialog box. So we're going to type in here, theme parks. And when you do, make sure it says Workspaces at the end is selected. If it says you want to save the changes, we do. So now all of this is saved as a workspace, so you can go back and change it at once. Hopefully this will make your homework and exams a little bit easier.